to name acids. So we have already discovered from the warm-up today that acids contain hydrogen, and then we'll start with hydrogen. So when you see an H and then other things, then you know it's acid naming time. They do share some similarities with ionic and covalent. Like covalent compounds, they're made of all nonmetals because hydrogen is a nonmetal. So yes, contain, for the most part, there are some exceptions, but contain nonmetals. But please, no prefixes. We will not use those prefixes if we see an H. All right, and then, like ionic compounds, which are made of a metal and a nonmetal, we must make them neutral. And if you recall, like you did this yesterday and you didn't know what you were doing, you didn't know you were naming acids or writing formulas for acids, hydrogen is 1+ in these situations. So, when you combine them with anions, like sulfide or carbonate or whatever, you've got to make it neutral. So, carbonate, for example, here's carbonate, CO3 minus 2. So if these were to combine, I would need 2 carbons and only 1 carbonate. And I would write that H2CO3. That would be the acid. And you did that yesterday. You did that yesterday in a big old chart, didn't you? You didn't know what you're doing, but you did it. So now I got to learn what that's called. Right? I can't call it hydrogen carbonate. That is wrong, unfortunately. So there's a hydrogen carbonate in your homework, but it was HCO3 minus. That is a polyatomic. You can see why people fail chemistry. Moving on. All right, so there are 3 kinds of acids. And so the first kind, number 1. So here, let me give you the example. I'm going to make an acid out of hydrogen and chloride. So notice the anion. When I say anion, you should be like, oh, the negative thing, right? The negative ion. The anion ends with I. In this situation, it's chloride. The key to doing acids is, first of all, recognizing when you see an H, oh, it's an acid. And then the second thing you're going to have to do is know your anions. So when you see chlorine, which is on the periodic table, I look on the periodic table for it, right? And it ends in "ide," right? Okay, so I have 3 little things I made up, and if you just hang with me, this is going to be easy peasy. So when you have the anion ending with "I," you're going to think about my ride. I have a little saying. Has hydraulics. I'm not spelling it right, but I don't want to. I don't care. Hydro and ic. I'm going to make that better. I feel like I can. Oh. Whee! I'll figure out how to do this eventually. I want to do red. Hydro. And I'm not spelling it right. I don't care. All right, so hydraulics. And that's not how you spell hydraulics because it has an A to U, but we're going with it. Now, this little L here, I'm going to draw it like a little root, like a little tree. It has roots going into the ground. See that? That's my root word. So what in the heck, Miss Freeman? Can you remember my ride has hydraulics? Yeah, you can remember that sentence. Okay, so what am I going to do with this? If the anion ends in I, I'm going to take the prefix hydro. I'm going to write down hydro. Okay. Then I'm going to write down the root word, which in this case would be chlor. Hydrochlor. And then I'm going to add it. My ride has hydraulics. Hydrochloric. And then I have to write the word acid. When compounds are acids, you have to write the word acid. Or I'm having a psychic vision of your quiz on Friday being minus half, minus half, minus half. Been there, done that. Don't be that kid. All right, so when you look, you see a hydrogen and the anion ends in "-ine. You're going to take that root word of the anion, in this case chlor, you're going to squeeze it in between hydro and ic, hydrochloric acid. And that's all you got to do. Let me show you another one. Did you have that? Okay. So, what about with a situation like H and CN? Do you know what CN is? It's cyanide. Does that end in "-ine"? And it's an anion, right? So in this situation, what I'm going to do is, like, okay, cyanide, I. Okay, my ride has hydraulics. And then I'm going to go, I have to go hydro. Then the root word, which is cyan. Like, if you don't know the root word, just cut it off somewhere. I don't care, right? As long as I'm seeing that you have the process right. Hydrocyanic acid. I see iod. I think my ride has hydraulics. Root word in the. You get it? Okay. So I would like you to make me an acid with hydrogen and sulfide. It has to be neutral. So go back to yesterday, and I told you to make a compound out of hydrogen and sulfur. You could do it, right? And then tell me the name of it. Go on your page. When you have the root word for sulfur, it does not get shortened. It is sulfur. If you write sulfur or something, I don't care, but you don't shorten it. So, the root word for sulfur is sulfur. And let's see who's going to tell me what they got. I think all people still writing, so I'll wait for you. All right, Anissa, what did you get for the formula? That's right, but what did you get for the formula? That's the name.
Oh, H2.
Do you understand why there has to be a 2 down there? And you're right, it's hydro sulfuric acid. You feel okay about that first one, that first kind. The bottom line is you can't be in a hurry. You got to look at the anion. Think about, okay, it ends in "-ide." Cool. Now, there's 2 different kinds. Now, what have we been getting confused about? "-ide" and "-ate" and "-ite." So now we got to learn the "-ate" way. We got to learn the "-ite" way. And they're actually easier, which is silly because they're longer formulas. But anyway, let's do the second one. So I'm going to stick with my hydrogen in my chlorine example. So this is hydrochloric acid. This ain't hydrochloric acid. This is something else. Okay? So the anion in this situation ends in "-ate. This is chlorate. You should know that. Anion ends in "-ate. So if you're looking at the formula and you see something that ends in "-ate, this is what you're going to do. So number 2, when the ion ends in "-ate, that should just look like them. Let me fix that. Ends in "-ate. What you're going to do is you're going to think if you ate an acid, comma, you'd say it. "-ate" turns to "it." This is so easy, okay? You're going to say the name of the polyatomic ion. In this case, it will be a polyatomic ion. There ain't nothing on the periodic table that ends in "-ate. Is there? No, there's not. So, You're going to say the name of the polyatomic ion, in this case, chlorate. I'm going to drop the 8, I'm going to make it it. This is chloric acid. That's it. Is there a hydro? No. Does it end in "-ide"? No. So do you give it hydro? No. That's only that one kind you do hydro. For some people, they get hydro crazy and then they mess it up. So anyway, this is just chloric acid. Piece of cake. Now, inversely, if you see "-ic" at the end, then you know when you write the formula, you need to use the polyatomic ion that ends in 8. If you go crazy here, don't write this. If you write down hydrochloric acid for this, congratulations, that's that. Wrong, right? So don't write down hydro on everything. And so let me give you an example of this. So we did bromate. That's one that we had learned. So bromate's BrO3, 1 minus. That's bromate. If I ate an acid, I'd say "-ic". Bromate turns to bromic. Drop the 8, make it "-ic". Write the word acid. This is not the worst thing you've ever done, is it? There's been worse. And there will be worse. So if you're feeling pretty good, make me an acid between hydrogen and phosphate. Write the formula, name it. The good news is you will have the polyatomic ions finally, and you can use them today if you want. Alright, so tell me what you have, please, and put it on. Franklin, what's your formula, first of all? That's right. Good. I've been seeing a lot of people today just writing down like PO, like this. No. So, good job, Brooklyn. Don't be that kid. And then tell me what you named this, Kyra.
The phosphoric acid?
Yeah, if you wrote phosphoric, I ain't mad at you. Phosphorus gets turned into phosphor. Thanks for dropping that in for us. But it's phosphoric acid. If you said phosphoric acid, I would never count that off on a quiz. I mean, it's just experience to know where to drop it. I don't care. But it's phosphoric acid. That's right. Good. Thank you, Kyra. So, there's one more, right? Now I have to do "-ide". Nope. "-ite". Last kind. So, if I have chloride, that is ClO2. Refresher, hydrochloric acid. Don't have to write that down. So, you have "-ide", hydro, and "-ic". Okay? This was chloric acid. See how these are not the same. So, you got to be careful. So, now my anion in this situation is chlorite. And so, if the anion in "-ite", I meant to write anion. There we go. So if your anion ends in "-ite", this is what you're going to do. Third kind. Have y'all, I don't guess I have any seniors in here. Any seniors in here? Nope. Well, some seniors, they get real bad. Senior, "-ite", us. So "-ite" turns to us. So y'all, this is chlorite and hydrogen. Chlorite. I just make this chlorus. "-ite" to us. You can actually draw a little line there. That's cute. Yeah, senioritis. See how I did that? Senioritis.
Sounds like an old person disease.
Yes. Well, I don't even say that. Anyway, so this is just going to be chlorus acid. I'm going to change the "-ite" to us, and that's it. Easy peasy, yeah? This is the last one. I'll give you one more example, and I'll make you do one, and then we'll do some whiteboard practice, and then we'll do some more practice, and then you'll just be all ready for your quiz. Okay, so another polyatomic ion that, let's do sulfite. So H2SO3. Sulfite has a 2- charge, that's finding 2 hydrogens. This is sulfite. Drop the I, make it us. Sulfurous acid. Individually, acids aren't bad. What happens though, when you have to do ionic and covalent and acidic and it's all mixed together, that is where the problems come in. So that's why we've been doing a lot of practice. All right, give me, please, the formula for hydrogen, and let's do, I don't know, do bromide for me. And then give me the formula and then name it. And then we'll do some whiteboard stuff. Y'all gotta be like the best class ever. The other teachers walk by my room and they're like, "Your kids are so flying good." I'm like, "They know that I'll keep them up." Just not really. But y'all really are some good kids. Hannah, tell me what the formula is.
Bromous acid.
What's the formula?
Oh, HBr. What? Oh, yes.
And then you're right, it's bromous acid, which sounds really weird, but it is. All right, so let's do some practice. Before we do the practice, let me make sure you could go the other way. So let's say that I wasn't given this. How would I get that? So do you see how it ends in us? Like, oh, what was that us? Senioritis. So then, when you go to write the formula, you know it starts with H. So just go ahead and get over that inertia of like not knowing what to write down. And then you're like, okay, it has H, and then it has to have the anion that ends in I. So then at that point, I'm like, okay, sulfite. What's sulfite? Sulfite is SO3 minus 2. Boop, boop. Boop, 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 boop. Right? And so I'm going to go H2SO3. That's how to go that way. Do you want me to do one more like that before you practice? Sure, whatever. Okay, so what about something like this? I hope you didn't see that. I'll do a different one. Hydrobromic acid. So, okay, so I'm looking at this, I have to get the formula. I see a hydro and an ic, and then I'm like, okay, hydraulic. Okay, my rod has hydraulics. I know it has an H, so I write it down, and then I know the anion has to end in I. So I'm like, okay, what has bromine that ends in I? Not bromate, not bromite. How about bromide, which is on the periodic table? And it's neutral, but I can prove that it's neutral. And that's just one of each. Okay? So you do have to make a little chart when you write down the formula. Okay, so let's do some practice. Whee! So I'm gonna mix them up. Good luck. I wish you well. All right, go get them. day.
Yeah.
Oh, what are you talking about? I was really confused, so I just started making stuff up.
Iodic is you're using the root for iodine.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Hydrogen hydroxide is what you wrote down, which happens to be water. Which is an acid and a base. Good times. We'll get to that later.
Oh, excuse me.
Bless you. Look back at your sorry. Look back at your notes and you can feel. Can I help somebody? And you can use the back of the periodic table now if you'd like to. You need to look at the pies on the chiron. The charge of nitride is 1 minus. No, you have to make sure it's neutral. I'll use a little charge if you need to. And O2 is 1 minus. There you go. Everybody's done or almost done. What did you get for number 1? Please. Kyra? Sure. Good. And then the second one is hydrogen and nitrate there. Max, what did you get? Sure, because if you ate an acid, you'd say it. Nitrous acid is what, Kayla? Hang on. That's right, but do I have a charge? You were just kidding. Okay, got it. So maybe one more round and then do some practice. Okay. So next one, let's do 5, and I'm gonna mix in some other kinds. Yeah. All right, is that too many to fit on your board? Is 5 too many? Yeah. Okay, I'll just do 2 sets of 3 then, which is 6. Ha 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 ha. Joke's on you. Sorry, I'm not really that mean. Oh boy. If you forget to write the name or word acid, you'll lose points. So you have to make sure you not only write the hard part, but also the word acid. So that's phosphite. So it's possible. No, like it just ends up looking almost like phosphorus. The word phosphorus, if you look at it, it doesn't end in O-U-S. It's very close. But yeah, it's interesting. It's funny. I'm seeing all kinds of craziness on number 2. What's the anion on number 2? Is it from the periodic table? Yeah, so it ends in what? I. They're going to write Ike down, and I'm going to say nope. Kind of makes your brain hurt when you're mixing the old ones, yeah? Sorry. Sorry about that. Okay. About ready? Some people still working. Maybe about 30 seconds. Yeah. All right, Anissa, what did you get for number 1? Yes, because this is I, and then you have to say, okay, my ride has hydraulics, hydrosulfuric, and sulfur doesn't get shortened. If you can't remember that, that's okay. Hydrosulfuric acid. Number 2, you kind of have to go back to the fact that now we know all of them. So you look at the first question, which is, does it have a metal or polyatomic ion? And the answer is yes. So this is ionic. Now, you don't need to really do a whole lot on this one because it's not a transition metal. You know the charge of sodium. You benefit nothing from drawing a chart on this one. There's nothing to know. You know that you have 3 sodiums and 1 phosphorus, and phosphide actually. So, Nelson, what did you get for this one?
Sodium phosphide.
Yeah, this is sodium phosphide. Very common for people to do this. No. Make sure you don't mess that up, right? Because phosphide, sodium phosphide, y'all, will look like that, which ain't that. So be really, really careful. That's another reason I made you kind of memorize them, because now you know the difference. Okay. Anyway, and I'm not trying to be mean, but the people that are struggling now, are the people that didn't do well in the polyatomic ion quizzes. I mean, it is what it is. Chi-Chi, what did you get for number 3?
Phosphorus.
Yeah, good, because this is phosphite. So you have to think senior I-us. So phosphorus acid. And it doesn't look like the word phosphorus because phosphorus doesn't have that E right there. Very subtle difference. Phosphorus acid. All right, let's do 3 more. So let's go. I am going to give you 5. Not all of them need a chart. Did we just? No, we didn't. this, no pressure. You've learned everything. Can't? It's okay, but practice some more, and then some more, and then some more. And then some more. You don't need to draw a chart on every single one. So think about it before you do it. I mean, you can if you want. If you get stuck or you're like, oh, my brain hurts, use that chart on the wall. Please know I'm going to erase it on Thursday, but use that chart on the wall. Every time I see nitrate on number 1, I'll lose about 3 minutes of my life. Y'all gonna kill me. It's number 1 nitrate.
No.
No, it doesn't have an ion. Therefore, it is not a polyatomic ion. It's not a charge. Take your paper. Nope. What's the 2 mean? The charge. Yeah. Number 2 says sulfite, not sulfide. You cannot find that on the periodic table. This kind of stinks, right? Yeah. It's only because I love you that I'm mixing them up. I didn't like it very much. I just do oxy today, and then you'd be lost in something together. Yep. So it's sulfite. So it would be sulfuric acid. Sulfur never gets short. Even like I know that sulfite. If it's SO4, it would be it. It would be sulfuric acid. Yeah, this is nitrogen trioxide. Is number 1 an acid? I'm not just saying random stuff. Like these are things I'm seeing. Is number 1 an acid?
No.
No. You know why? Because it misses everything. So fix that if you did that. It's cute one at a time, right? You start mixing them together and like, ooh, Lord. I think we're going to do another step 5 after this. Y'all's class is a little bit long, but that's why y'all's grades are always higher than first period. I do extra, y'all, because I mean, I got extra time. Your grades are killing it, so might as well. Give you another minute. Okay, here we go. Number 1, NO3. What did you get, Brooklyn? That's right, nitrogen trioxide. I want you to go in the time machine of your brain back to the first day of naming, where it's so easy because it was covalent and you just wrote it down, and then you dropped the end on the second one, made it I, didn't use those Greek pictures. Do you remember that? Wasn't that a nice day? It's still there. Quit mixing it up with their stuff. Thanks. Alright, so everybody get that. Maybe not, but most of you did. Number 2, iron to sulfite. Robin, what'd you get? Sulfate is SO4, so sulfite is SO3. And it's neutral because this is 2 plus and that's 2 minus. 2 plus, right, and this is 2 minus. So it's right with just one of each. Good? Be careful, now you can use the back of that periodic table, so on Friday, check yourself where you wreck yourself. Kyra, what did you get for number 3?
Sulfuric acid.
Okay, this is what? Do you have senior I? So this is what instead? Sulfurous acid. Sulfurous acid. See the difference? If it had said H2SO4, then you would have them right. Okay? MgS. Nikhil. Magnesium sulfide. Not magnesium 2 sulfide. Not magnesium sulfite. Magnesium sulfide. And then number 3, nitrous acid. Cora. And that's correct. It's neutral because H is 1 plus, nitrite is 1 minus. This is nitrite, senior I, us. Done. Starting to feel a little better. Let's do one more set of these and then I'll let you practice, okay? You're getting there. Alright, so, I want to do something else. Elements. I may have done that one already. It's okay. I'm trying to trick you. Don't let me trick you. When you see silver, what should you think to yourself? Yes, it's always this one. You need not do anything on number 1 except write the words down. Right? Do you have to show me the charge? Do you have to make a chart? Just to do anything. Same thing if you see zinc. If you draw a chart for number 1, you will end up drawing 2 silver circles and 1 sulfate circle, and that will tell you nothing because it already was given to you. And then you will still write down just the name. So on ionic, when you know the charge, not necessary to draw that. Now if you're given the word, the name, and go backwards, you do have to do it. Never going to hurt anything to draw the chart though. What is the one in the morning? Hydro and ick, then did the anion or into it. H means to ick. The hydro, we have hydro in it, because the I of my right, that's opposite. So when you see hydro in, you just about if it just said bromic acid, then you would be right. But when you see hydro, it basically is under hydrogen and it's under hydroantic. Now, what is the anion there? So it's just H thick. You don't need hydro. The only time you need hydro is when it ended in I. My brother has hydraulics. Like the hydro is only used for that. Same thing. That's hydrobromic acid. Because my bride, bromide, has hydraulics. You only use hydro when it ends in I. What you had written down was bromic acid. Because you had bromic 8 to 8. The longest acid names are the shortest acid formulas. When you see hydro and ic, it's just hydrogen and the anion. That's ends in I. You don't have pi sometimes. So when you see hydro and ic, my bride has hydraulics. I is listening to this. Bromate, right? So this would be bromic acid. Hydrobromic acid. Now, bromide, I goes to hydroantic. Max bought him something. Okay. Good times. Ding. Oh, let's see about number 1. What did you get for number 1, Cassidy?
Remember I got silver sulfate?
Yeah, no silver 1, just silver sulfate. Silver and zinc do not require Roman numerals. Number 2, Casey. Yes. And the reason you said nitric acid is because this was nitrate. I didn't see anybody mess up on number 2. But when y'all did number 3, a whole lot of people messed up. You had zero problem understanding that this is 8 and it goes to ic. But then a lot of people, I saw about 5 people do this. That's bromic acid. No. When it has hydro and ic, it's the shortest, easiest ones, even though it has the longest name. So if that helps you to remember, then that's great. On this one, number 4, cobalt 2 hydroxide. What did you get? Casey, I picked 2 again. Is what it is. And you had parentheses, right? I saw, as I walked around, I saw 3 people do this. They just put a 2 down because of this. Is that what I taught you? No, it's the charge. Be careful. Don't go on autopilot. That looks like carbon dioxide. Zinc zinc cyanide. What did you get on that one, Nathan?
I got ZN and CN2, like the parentheses.
Okay, and cyanide is 1 minus, and zinc is always 2 plus, and that's why. How you feeling? Ready to do some of your own? Yes, Katie.
Why did the first one not have Roman numerals?
Okay, I got you. All right, so good times. Now, what has happened? You know that second page I told you to skip that was ionic? Still skip it, okay? There are 2 pages for acids. One says acids and the other one says acids. They're the page before the very end.